It's your boy Tytus98. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let's get right to it. Now let's talk 50 Cent. 50 Cent today just dropped a audio of the business owner. This is why you don't beef with person that owns the building of Jim Jones and them studio that he's renting out. So allegedly, well, from what the so-called business owner of the building, right, literally, like, basically talked to 50 Cent on the phone and was saying that Jim Jones owes 80 to 180K in back rent when it comes to his business. So this is why you don't beef with 50 Cent. 50 Cent is too petty. He's too rich. He got too much money. This is why I just wrote a clip.
Want to rent it. And I said, okay, fine. Right? He's been saying this for since October. And so he keeps trying to build it, but he won't sign the lease. He's like, I don't like these terms. I want 6 months of build out. And ridiculous bullshit. We also have a partnership agreement where half of what he's building now, his media, belongs to us. But he won't tell us how much he's making and doing all these things. So half of the content he's creating, if you want to buy that too, I'll sell you half the company. He's not a business. He's insane. To me, it's worth very little to nothing. But if it works out for you, I just throw that in as a sweetener. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is he signed a lease with me. Right now he owes, I'm going to say it in a short way, at least $80,000, if not $180,000. The monthly rent on the old lease, not this.
Now that you see how petty 50 is, 50 don't play those type of games, and I learned if you're going to be a troll, you got to be all the way with it, and you're going to have your facts and information right, because everybody that went after 50, he's going after them. That Diddy doc, it just has everybody on edge, and he was ready. I think personally he knew that he was going to get backlash, and he was like, this is going to be perfect for marketing. And that's the thing about 50 Cent is he's a genius. He's a genius when it comes to anything that he does. It don't matter what he got his mind set to. He knows how to market. And the thing about it is his pettiness is on a high level. And I don't think anybody could match him at any time. So Jim was beefing with him because the simple fact is that he was saying, I think they said a few comments on the Diddy document. And
well, they want somebody doing a documentary about you. You wanted to be a dope documentary.
Yeah, it gotta be dope.
Showing who you are, what you've done,
no
everything you've accomplished. Like, yeah, documentary is a big thing. Like, you don't want nobody doing a documentary about some, trying to just make your whole character look weak. Like, that's petty behavior.
And I want to know the company that did it so we can talk, you know what I mean? Because if it's on me, I need, you know what I mean?
I don't understand why that's legal to do though. I don't think without anybody, if you're doing a documentary, if I'm doing a documentary on you, why wouldn't you want the person involved to interact?
It's not really a documentary, it's more like a mockumentary.
You
know what I mean?
It seems like when you don't use the person, it's more like you're against them. Anyway,
right.
So
when you
that's
doing
why I
shit
don't
like
think
that,
it should be.
How can it even be called a documentary?
You can do something with it.
Why is it called a documentary when it's not?
It's still a doc. You know, it's not an autobiography, but it's a documentary because once you become a public person,
none of them Pablo Escobar documentaries I watched, none of them people knew him. They all
you go.
That's what I'm saying. You get what I mean? Like you can.
Once you become, if you're a public person, you're in the news.
They can just do it.
Okay, so now that we understand a little bit of what's going on and how this is going back and forth, Mano and 50 and all these other people that have these things to say and all that, listen, if you didn't hear me the first time in the beginning of this video, 50 Cent is too petty. Don't beef with 50 Cent, and he's a genius at the same time and a genius marketer. You're going to get a lot of money and a lot of things off of it, but you're going to look bad at the end of the day. So you got to be prepared at all times to have your information and things straight out over there, because he's not going to play no games. He literally was on a conversation on the phone with the business owner of the building, right? Or the owner of the building. I don't know why it's still a business, but anyway, the owner of the building, right? And was saying, yo, how much is wherever he asked. And then the guy was spilling the tea. God dang it. You heard the audio. He was spilling the tea. Now, I want to get off that subject and jump in right to Young Thug. Young Thug, listen, he says that there was a Drake and Kendrick beef ripple effect in the music industry and it has a weird space. Roll the clip.
To do this type of music, and then I feel like rap is in a weird space right now, because it's just saying everybody beefing, and then it's just some of the biggest, two of the biggest artists in the world, like Clash, and a lot of the fucking ripple effect that came behind. Weird. I feel like it's time. I feel like we gotta like take it to the next level. We gotta level up. Like AI, it's just so much. Everything in the world leveling up except hip hop.
Now that we seen that clip, right? I just wanted to say this real quick that yeah, it was a weird space because simple fact is the two of the best artists did go at it. But the thing about it is that it was the core of hip hop and rap and the evolution of hip hop and rap going at it. I seen Aiden Ross said that Kendrick killed rap music right now. No one wants to listen to rap music. Not true. Evolution is going to come. It's going to appear soon and very soon. Someone hot, someone fire, especially the men. The men seem like they're coming back. I seen that Lil Baby dropped something. We got Pooh Shiesty dropping something. We have Max B back out. You know what I mean? We have all these people coming out. The men seem like they're gonna come back, and the big artist is going to drop some tapes now from the men's side at least. Now, what I want to say is this, right? The ripple effect was that the core of hip hop, which I say Kendrick Lamar is, he is the representation of the elements of DJing and breakdancing, hip hop lyricism. He's the elements of that. While Drake is the evolution of rap, he comes from that, but he's the one that wants to intermingle with other cultures and beats and stuff like that and make it universal and make it pop when it comes to rap and hip hop. It just made it a weird space because you sort of have to have some content. Shout out to Skrilla for the Doot to Doot song, but you have to have a little bit more of a content type of music now. People want to hear what you got to say, but you also got to make it catchy and phrasey. That's what that whole battle made it weird because you can't just make it just one. Remember, a couple of years, it's just been catchy tones, music, and it could be garbage and it don't even matter. Now it's getting to a point where it could be somewhat garbage, whatever, maybe with a catchy hook, but then it's like, now I want to hear what content you got, what beef you got going on, what lyrically are you doing, and that's going to make me feel like I could listen to this song all day, every day. And that's where we're at with hip hop and rap right now. And we're going to need another Juice WRLD or Triple X Tentacion, all right? Yo, that's my guy, but we're going to need those type of superstar, rock star type of hip hop, rap, like people that could go in here and change the game again. It can make the game level up and go crazy. And then you know how this shit goes, right? It's just going to just raise the fact that that's what it comes. I just feel like we're in the middle of an evolution happening. And people need to calm and wait and chill. Rap is going to be back on top. It just took a fizzle phase because I agree with Young Thug. It did cause a ripple effect, that Drake and Kendrick beef. It did. It made it very dry for a second. And the thing about it is, I always regret. I'm happy Kendrick won the battle, but the thing about it is, I feel like he lost the war a little bit. And what did that mean, right? You're not willing to replace Drake. Drake is the evolution of rap. He made everybody feel comfortable because at one point in time, you had to be a gangster linked up with the streets, or you had to be someone that could really rap or some type of acceptance in this black culture, right? Which is rap and hip hop. Drake was a mixed kid. He's Jewish. He comes from a loving mom. He don't come from too much of a broken home, except his father not being there. But at the end of the day, he comes up well. He was on a TV show, so he didn't have to like really starve and hustle and grind and be in the streets like all the rest of the people in the world that come into hip hop and rap culture. Like, he wasn't in a dire need, but he had love for it because he came up from it because of his uncles and his father being related to music. And the thing about it is, right, Kendrick, you should have been willing to replace Drake, which we know you wasn't willing because you want to keep your sanity. You don't want to be part of the music industry business and be all fake all day and all that other weird shit they got going on, trying to be super down. But you were not that type of person. Or you should at least had an artist that you could push that was willing to replace a Drake, that has that type of, which is hard. That's very hard. I ain't gonna say replace, but be on at least the same level where we could still have that type of different type of sound of music, and maybe bring up your own label. What is it called? PG Lang or something like that. Like, you could have just promoted and gave us newer artists that was gonna be able to, stand by the back and forth that y'all had. But that's why we're in that weird space, because you weren't and couldn't be able to replace a Drake, period, point blank, or give us a replacement or something that could stand in that place of that, fun. Everyone's allowed. Everyone could feel comfortable in the culture type of rap and hip hop. I know we're tired of talking about this in 2025. Like it was 2024, now we're in 2025 talking about Drake and Kendrick. But it did cause a weird space in music right now. It is the truth. It caused separation. It made people look different. But Drake, all he needs to do is drop Iceman. He needs to stop worrying about the critics and needs to start focusing on himself, because a lot of that was called upon himself. You can't smash all these chicks' wives. And this is the industry. I know that how it get down. Everybody smashes everybody's wife. But you can't be smashing these people's wives, asking for beats and songs for someone that, family member that had passed away, and, you're not really considering and caring, especially if this off their album. Like, you don't really, you know what I mean? But from what I heard, 21 Savage said Drake apologized to that individual. And that person was accepting that, which is understandable because he was going through a lot at that time. How do y'all feel about these things that's going on and transpiring in hip hop and rap? Get in those comments, right? I just want to see what y'all feel. I hope y'all get a chance to express your opinion. It's free 99 to subscribe too. It's free 99. It don't cost no money to hit the freaking button and likes and share this. You hear me? And if you made it this far, I rock with you automatically. You understand me? Now, to leave this off, we gotta talk boxing. Terence Crawford has officially retired. And I see mixed feelings. I see people congratulating him, giving him his flowers. I hear people saying we will never get to see the Boots fight. They're upset about that. And we will never get to see the Canelo fight. One, I believe a little bit in Crawford than Boots. Boots said they were supposed to fight Crawford, right? But Boots decided to go for another championship title or another side or another team, right? From the Gilly and Wallow interview, $1 million worth of game with Terence Crawford, they had a back and forth, right? So in my eyes, Boots didn't have the experience or the people, or he decided to go another route when it came to fighting Crawford, because they could have been fought. But, it is what it is. Boots is still young. There's still going to be amazing fights out there, but I feel like he didn't have those great fights or those tough opponents, maybe one or two, three people. But it's like you didn't have no real tough opponent to make us feel like you could go against a Crawford in the first place. So the Boots fight, I understand why y'all wanted to see that, because they both match each other's style, but I understand why it's not happening. Canelo rematch, that's not, why it's not happening? Because the Canelo that we know is getting older, that's one. Two, he only fights one way, one style. He's been fighting this, I don't know how, he got in since 15 years old. So I'm going to say, I don't know how old he is, between 17 to 19 years, the same fighting style. And people were like, oh, he could have beat him the next time. No, he couldn't, because Bivol beat Canelo and Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo. And technically, if people want to be technical, Lara might have lost technically, but Lara beat Canelo in other people's eyes. Let's just say that. He fights that style. His style is already figured out. All he's going to do is go to the body more next time and be more swifter and more of a switch hitter, and he's going to stop Canelo. So that was going to be a waste of our time. The way he dominated last time, Crawford don't need to go do no rematch with Canelo. Sorry, Canelo, but it wasn't worth it, because we figured out your style. It got exposed by Bivol back at the end of y'all fight when he beat you. You wait too long, you hesitate, you know what I'm saying, try to catch a breather. That's how you know what I mean? You're very much, can't stand a jab in your face and movement and having to work. And then after a while, Crawford's he looked like the super middleweight. He wasn't afraid of you. That's another thing. They didn't have no intimidation in your heart. Everyone else sort of had a little bit of a hype, like, oh, I'm fighting Canelo. No, ain't none of that. Ain't none of that, no, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be that again. And I think he would stop him just by going to the body. You can't drop him. He rocked him last round. Yes, Terence Crawford rocked Canelo in that last round. Go ahead and go back to that fight. He got him a little rock, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was frustrated, disappointed in himself. He you know what I mean, got in his head. And I just feel like he fights the same way. Why are we gonna watch that again? Even if Canelo switches, he has bad habit, because he's been doing that same fighting style for years that people figured out, but he chose the right opponents, especially the ones that looked up to him. So I appreciate y'all getting this far. Thank y'all. It's Tytus98. Much love. I'm out.